Hello everyone, Uzo here. In this movie, I'm going to talk about capping nodes, and there's going to be a few different things I'm going to talk about. First, in general, you should prioritize CC capping nodes over killing to cap the nodes, and I'll talk about why that is the case when I get there. I also want to talk about the stealth nodes and how you can use them to help cap nodes. Kind of evens the playing field with traditional stealth classes a little bit, not quite 100%, but a little bit. And also I want to talk about how to deal with healers or tanks when you're trying to cap a node. Okay, setting the context here, I had just helped successfully defend mines. We are Horde, so we have two bases. We have mines and we have lighthouse. We don't have waterworks. Alright, so I had just helped successfully defend mines. I noticed that a bunch of my team is over at lighthouse, which means that their team is probably shifted over to lighthouse there to try to get that. So I'm suspecting that Waterworks is weakly defended, which is why I'm going to back way into Waterworks here to try to take it. I'm basically going for the kill shot here. I'm going for the third base cap. And, this is not a bad idea after you've just defended a base. And if they do manage to lose Lighthouse, then we would be trading bases and we'd still be two bases up if I take this. So that's the strategic reason for me doing this. And you can see here that I would have definitely had it because I get the Demon Hunter that's guarding. They were in Shadow Meld. I get them in a Ring of Frost CC, full 6 seconds, and they don't have Trinket. But this friendly mage comes in and attacks the Demon Hunter and ruins that CC and therefore ruins the guaranteed cap. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to talk about maybe, this type of player to help them understand, that why what they did there is very wrong and how they can avoid it. So that's what I was talking about in the mentality of, first thing you should try to do is CC cap the flag if possible. Then second thing, kill the target. The reason why is because if I come in here and I take that node with CC, then there's not much time for the enemy team to respond and come over to help this Demon Hunter. However, if we try to take it by killing the Demon Hunter, well, that takes time, and in that time, they could have people from his team come over to support him, help him out, and stall us out at this node, or even have a healer get over here, and then maybe we don't take it at all. So you should always prioritize CC capping over trying to kill the target. As you go up in higher MMR, you're going to notice that more and more players start trying to CC cap rather than killing to get these nodes. You need to be aware of that. So that friendly mage that came in, they should have known, right? That's what I was going to be trying to do. And then maybe they would have laid off there and I would have gotten the cap. Now, people aren't mind readers, so this is where your UI can help you out a lot, right? He should have some element of his UI that tells him when the enemy player is in CC from both himself and other players. And you can see I'm using big debuffs for that. I've just moved the position of it from the right side of the name bar to underneath. So he should have something like big debuffs, which would let him know that this guy is in a 6-second CC, which is long enough for me to cap. And also he needs some element of his UI tracking the enemy trinket when it's on cooldown. Here you can see above their name bar, I'm using nameplate cooldowns for that. You can see that their trinket is on cooldown. So if they have those UIs, they could see that and they could say, oh man, this guy is going to be able to cap this node without having to attack this dude, and then he lays off of it, right? So it's key to have those add-ons. And again, you can't read minds, but you should know that people are going to be trying to CC cap over killing. Okay, this next clip, I'm on my Shadow Priest. You see me grab the invisibility buff there. So every spec and class can have invisibility in some of the BGs. I'm following the Shaman up here. The enemy has assaulted Lumber Mill, but it is not protected yet. So my intent is I'm using the invisibility to get up on the flag and try to catch the Demon Hunter off guard and cap it while, they're not paying attention. But the Shaman is making an absolutely huge mistake in positioning here. Anybody that traditionally plays stealth classes knows exactly what I'm going to be talking about here. The Shaman should realize that they have a friendly player with them that is stealth. And when that happens, what the Shaman should be doing is trying to draw the enemy player away from the flag So first mistake, the shaman is standing practically right on top of the flag. That makes it hard for me to ninja it. So the shaman should be, you know, up over here somewhere, you know, up where the mini-map is, you know, trying to draw this demon hunter away from the flag. But not only that, positioning themselves in such a way such that the demon hunter is looking at them and not at the flag. So that's the second mistake the shaman's making. They have positioned themselves such that the demon hunter, in order to fight the shaman, is looking directly at the shaman and therefore also looking directly at the flag. So the shaman here is giving me very, very little opportunity to ninja cap. So I know I'm not going to be able to get it from a straight ninja cap because the demon hunter is going to see me and stop me. Alright, so they stopped me right there, but I'm still capping. I want them to get up close to me, so I've reverted to plan B. Plan B is I'm going to stun them with my 3-second stun and hope they trinket it so I can follow it with a 6-second fear and then cap off of that. Alright, that's all I have left. Because another thing about this, in AB and DWG, you see he's assaulted this base. We have a very, very short time window to actually cap this back to us because it will become protected. So this makes CC capping even more important in AB and DWG than it was in the previous clip in BFG. So I'm going to hit him with the stun right there. And my hopes is that he trinkets it, which he does. He trinkets it. So then I've drawn him over close to the flag, so I'm going to AoE fear him and go to try to cap the flag. All right, so I AoE fear him. I get on the flag. The only thing that can stop this cap right now, it's a guaranteed cap, is if the shaman continues tunneling damage into the demon hunter and breaks the fear before I'm able to cap. So I'm on it, and sure enough, he's just powering through this guy with damage. Again, I don't know why he's doing it. I mean, maybe he doesn't have these UI elements telling him that this person's in fear. Now, I have a thing, you know, here where my fear can take a little bit of damage before it breaks, and that's really the only thing that saves us here. So I am able to cap it, even though he breaks it. Right, he breaks it before the fear goes full duration, but I am able to cap this flag right before the demon hunter attacks me again to stop me. Right, so we successfully assaulted that flag, but the shaman just pretty much did everything wrong. I mean, from positioning to continuing to attack the person that was in, you know, the 6-second fear. You need to do something about this, guys. You don't want to be breaking guaranteed caps like that if you want to continue to climb in Battleground Blitz. In this clip, I'm on my Windwalker Monk. I was trying to get to the stables here in time to stop this warrior from capping the flag, but he's able to cap it just slightly before I can in-cap him. And Monk doesn't really have a lot of great tools for, you know, doing CC cap, so since he's assaulted it, I go ahead and try to just kill him outright here. Right, so I'm just trying to pump damage into him, trying to kill him fast enough where I can get that flag. But then notice here that I have a friendly hunter that's going to ride up here shortly. There they are. Okay, so a friendly hunter comes in, and I'm going to put into practice what I was just talking about in that last clip with the Shadow Priest. So this guy is coming in from behind the warrior, so maybe the warrior doesn't see him. So the hunter has the opportunity to come up to the flag here and take this base from behind the warrior where the warrior doesn't even know he's there. So what you're going to notice I start doing is I start drifting the fight over in this direction. I'm trying to pull the warrior away from the flag, and I'm trying to keep a position such that the warrior is facing me and therefore is not facing the flag. All right, so you see I'm moving back, I'm trying to get him to chase me. He's facing away from me. So the hunter is standing right next to the flag. He shot him once with an arcane shot. All right, he shoots him again. He shot him with something else there and then shoots him again with arcane shot. So he's used 3 GCDs to attack the warrior instead of getting on the flag to cap it. So if he had just immediately gone into taking this flag, we would have gotten it back. Because again, in AB and DWG, once the enemy has assaulted it, you have a limited amount of time to like actually stop that and get it back to you. So I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this with my voice. Here we go. Got caps. Cap it! Don't hit him! What the? Oh, Lord, I swear to God, dude. I mean, it is so frustrating sometimes, guys, in Battleground Blitz, you know. Okay, so let's talk about the stealth power up a little bit. Here I'm on my Fury Warrior, and I'm coming in to assault the farm in AB. There is a hunter guarding this node. Now, Blizzard knows that stealth classes, like actual stealth classes, like rogues, druids, even hunter with camo, have an advantage in node protection and node maps. So they've added these stealth nodes in there to try to help balance that out a little bit. Now there are some advantages and disadvantages to these invisibility nodes. First of all, the invisibility or stealth that you get for them is pretty weak. People can see you from pretty far away, so keep that in mind when you grab these. You need to take really wide approaches so you don't get seen. Now one advantage it gives you is it gives you a bit of a speed boost, and also you can maintain this stealth and invisibility even if you have dots on you. So it can even be useful to something like a rogue. Like if the rogue has dots on them, they can go and grab this invis and move around invisible even while they have dots on them. And then when the dots fade, they can go into their normal stealth. So those are some of the advantages. There's a disadvantage. I don't know if they fixed this yet. I don't think they have. If you have a pet, if you're a pet class, your character gets the invisibility, but your pet doesn't. So here I'm a Fury Warrior, but I'm a Fury Warrior with stealth. But not only that, I'm a Fury Warrior with stealth and spell reflect. Let's go ahead and watch what happens here. Oh, there's a hunter here. Maybe I can get a freezing trap on this. Okay, he put binding shot down. Okay, and so I get the cap there because I reflected his freezing trap and he doesn't have trinket. So I get this cap on him. This is going to be a pro tip for hunters. If you're a hunter guarding a base, don't put freezing trap down on the flag. If there are warriors or warlocks, because warlocks can also spell reflect the freezing trap, don't put freezing trap down on the flag when you have warriors and warlocks in there, because they can grab that invisibility node and do this to you. Also, don't forget about the stealth detection nodes. They're in there too to help you deal with stealth classes. Here I noticed that my friendly paladin is getting sapped, so I grabbed the shadow sight and we get the rogue out so we can cap this node. In this clip, I'm on my Balance Druid, and this is going to end up being a 1v1 over Lumber Mill against a Resto Druid, right? So a healer. And you don't want to try to actually kill the healer to try to take the flag. What you want to do is try to CC cap on them. So this is very common. I'm going to use a shorter duration CC. I'm going to use Bash here. All right, it'll be coming up shortly. I want to use Bash because I'm trying to bait out the trinket. So I get the trinket. Then I move over to the flag, and I am going to Cyclone cap it on him. There's nothing he can do about it. So that's what you want to do with healers. Now, flip that around. You have to understand that if you're in that situation, if you're in that enemy druid situation, you have to understand that this is what somebody wants to do to you. They want to bait the trinket out of you with a shorter duration CC, so then they can catch you with a longer duration CC to take the node. So keep that in mind. You need to avoid falling into that trap if you can. Here I'm on my Fury Warrior. This is the very beginning of an Eye of the Storm, and this is a really bad matchup. I want to try to cap this flag, but I'm up against a Mistweaver healer. So I only have one way of winning this, basically, and that is to CC cap. But the only way I can CC cap is with Fear. However, to CC cap with Fear, I have to make sure that they can't break it. So I need to force their trinket before I use Fear. But the only way I can force a trinket is if I get them low health and get them interrupted or stunned, where they feel like they have to trinket out of it or they might die. There I get the interrupt, and then I go offensive. I stun them, and I'm like, okay, I can get the trinket here. I get the trinket. I fear them, and that allows me to get this cap. That was my only chance of getting this base. Now, if I had failed, right? If I used my fear and I had failed to get that, I would have left. I would have left and gone somewhere else. Let's take a look at what's happening here now. We have two bases. They have the flag. Their enemy player that has the flag actually comes to the space. They're trying to take it back. I have a couple of players come over here with me, and we're able to hold them off. So I'm not going to show the full thing, but we are able to drive them away from FR. So then they start trying to take the flag over to the other base, because eventually we do lose DR. I end up staying at FR for this entire match, defending it. That's all I do for this entire match. And we end up winning. And let me show you what that win scoreboard looks like. So I actually get the flag in kind of a funny way here. Maybe I'll put this full BG up sometime, right? So I cap it, and that gives us the win. And let's take a look at this scoreboard. They absolutely destroyed us on HKs. Now, one of the reasons why they destroyed us on HKs is because you can see here we only had 7 players. So we were 7v8 for pretty much this entire match, because the person that left at the very beginning of the match. And not only was it a person that left, it was one of our healers. So we were down a player, not only that, down a healer, getting destroyed on HKs, and yet we win. Now, my numbers look horrible, as they usually do, because I was playing objectives, and I stayed and I guarded the base I took, FR, for the entire match. But I can tell you that the only reason we won this match is because I got that flag cap against that healer. That's how we won it. Again, maybe I'll put this full BG up sometime, because this is a pretty good example of about what I'm going to talk about next, and it's from a forum post. And here is that post. Solo BGs will be the most unplayable game mode to date. And in here he says, the fact that anyone thinks Solo BGs, a game mode with 6 other players, well, 7 other players on your team, and then of course there are the players on the opposite team, will ever be fun when you have absolutely zero control over outcome is crazy. So I know exactly what type of player this person is when they say something like that. This is the type of player that will do nothing but stay in the team fights, and then they just kind of passively hope that the rest of their team does the important things that allows him to win. Right? And when they don't do that, he gets upset and blames all the other people on his team, and then says it's just bad RNG because I was put in with a bunch of bad players. I can guarantee you that's exactly the mentality that this guy has. Solo queues in general aren't meant to be taken seriously, but I find it comedy gold that anyone thinks that this is going to be anything but people wanting to bash their skulls out while players try to figure out the ABC mechanics of BGs. Right, so again, this guy is probably not taking any personal initiative to go and do the things that are necessary for his team to win. Here is my reply. I think that thinking you will have absolutely zero control over the outcome in every match is crazy. Because you've seen, I hope you've seen from my videos, that there have been many matches where my activity, what I have done, has directly led to my team winning. You need to change your mindset and start doing the things that can lead to victory instead of just passively hoping your team is going to take care of the important tasks for you. I talked about this in the importance of attitude video that I did a few weeks ago. Now, that is an attitude issue, but there is a realism issue here. And here is the realism part of this. Yes, there will absolutely be unwinnable matches. There are going to be matches that no matter how well you play, no matter how many miraculous, amazing plays you make, your team is still going to lose because the teams are mismatched that badly. Those matches are always going to exist, and there's really not much you can do about it. But flip that around, there are also going to be matches that you're going to win no matter how poorly you play, because your team is that much better than the enemy team. So if you play enough matches, in theory, those two types of matches should balance each other out. And what you're left with are the matches in the middle that are close enough where your individual play can 100% make a difference in who wins the match, right? Those are the ones that are going to determine whether you rise or fall in this format. So I say, but most matches will be close enough where your individual play can definitely affect the outcome of the match. Just like that last match I was showing you. Taking FR away from that healer was a key moment in that match, and it is the reason why our team won. So yes, a single individual player performing a single clutch action at a clutch time can be the difference between winning and losing, 100%. Okay, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'll maybe have another video or two out before early access comes. Maybe just one video because it's very close now. Until then, take care.